John, imagine you get a call in the middle of the night,
Okay.
and this time it's actually something serious. Someone rings you to tell you that everything that you've invested in your whole life, and your
Yeah.
work and your
Yeah.
passion
Yeah.
is going up in flames. What do you do?
I don't know.
Welcome to
What's Up Poland?
the daily video show
Where
we talk about
news,
views,
culture,
history,
life.
everything Poland. Well, John, unlike most of us, a man known as the sheriff in the village of, and I do feel like with these stories, I'm really having to test my Polish pronunciation,
Go on.
Dębogórze. Dębogórze. A man
Okay.
named the sheriff called Adam Mazurek in
Uh-huh.
Dębogórze near the Baltic coast received a call. He's 54 years old, and he received a call in the middle of the night
Okay.
saying that his ranch, known as the Wild West Ranch, was on fire.
What are you going to do?
Not the kind of call you want to get. He leaps into his car, speeds, I'm assuming obviously within the przepisy drogowe, so the road rules,
I doubt it, but carry on.
when in need. And he's met there by his long-time buddy and ranch, sort of a ranch hand, I suppose you might say, Marcin.
Okay.
Both of them are rushing towards the ranch, not because they have, a brimming pot of sesterces inside the ranch, but because it's full of animals. Because it turns out that his Wild West ranch was
Yeah.
absolutely full of animals, and people would go to the ranch essentially to visit these animals. You see
Yeah,
these
of
kind of
course.
places,
Yeah,
horses,
yeah.
livestock, that kind of thing.
You know, like a petting zoo kind of thing.
Wild
but
West
on a
themed.
ranch. Yeah, well, Wild West. Okay.
So now all of a sudden, Adam's haste to get to this Wild West ranch is obvious. He's looking to save the lives of these animals, but to do so, he has to rush into a burning buildings, actually, because there's a series of different buildings that are on fire.
Uh-oh.
We don't know what the cause of the fire was, so I don't want to speculate here. But one thing we don't have to speculate on is the fact that Adam, the so-called sheriff, is a brave old chap. I don't know the Wild West lingo for how you might say it, the
Cowboy, perhaps.
he's a cowboy. He was spurred on by the urgency of the situation and rushes in with Marcin. So both of them essentially go in and carry the animals on their very shoulders to safety. By the time the fire brigade had arrived, although all of the animals were saved by Marcin and the sheriff, Adam Mazurek, the ranch itself had burnt to the ground. And the sheriff's hands were so badly burnt that the skin had melted off. And this was a picture which went viral around Poland. This burly chap, this cowboy, this faux Polish cowboy, basically, with these burnt hands.
Well, not so faux if he's like, if he's burnt off and all the rest of it. Do you know what a cowboy is in Polish, by the way, Paddy?
A very amusing word, kovboy.
Yeah, it's kovboy, exactly. I was going to say. So we have a very kind of, he's not a faux kovboy. He's a very
He's a kovboy. He's a kovboy. I have to admit, that word makes me giggle. But obviously, the situation is very serious, and we can be very grateful that the animals have saved. His wife Beata has said that basically he wasn't even aware that his hands were burnt because he only looked at them after he got the animals out, and then to cool them down, he put them in a ditch full of water. So you can imagine it must have been very painful. There's a great
tough mother.
He is absolutely tough as boots, tough as nails. And it's funny you should mention nails, actually, Patrick. I'm saying that to myself because the good people of Poland have banded together to help the sheriff out. It's as if from an external danger, the people of the town have come together. And in fact, there's been a crowdfunder. I check because, I'm quite into my research. I go into the weeds of the story, John. And well over 80,000 zloty has been raised to rebuild the ranch and repair it. Now, not all of the buildings are burned down. One person said, "You are a true hero. You are one of the few Poles who makes me feel proud. And I believe there are still people with a great heart in today's world. May your recovery and what you did become a role model for others." And I went through all the comments of people writing, and it seems that this story has really touched a nerve. One person, for example, gave 4 zloty 22 and said, I don't know how much you can buy with this, maybe a couple of screws, but this is all I've got. Another person sends 500 zloty. So from the smallest donation to quite a large amount of money in Polish circumstances, the good people of Poland have stepped forward to aid the sheriff in his time of need when he stepped forward to aid the animals. Isn't that a beautiful story, John?
It certainly is, Paddy. And in fact, I think it's a very good moment to ask our amazing viewers to give what they can and subscribe to our channel.